OG here. In the wake of recent events that have happened, I decided to put out another video. This video is really dealing about not just systemic racism, but also how the systemic racism is being, how can I say, how is it being used or played out or enacted. I guess really what I wanted to talk about was how majority of all these so-called police brutality and police shootings, a lot of them, if you look at it, a lot of them happen to deal with police stops, traffic stops, tickets. In the case of Rashad, he happened to be sleeping in his vehicle, and I guess he might have been inebriated. But after the officer had told him to pull over into the parking spot, it should have been left alone at that point. He wasn't a threat to nobody. He wasn't acting violent. But what I tend to notice is that these officers are using these vehicle stops, these motor vehicle stops. This is the new stop and frisk. They can't get you on the street walking, but they can pull you over as a car. And the thing is, like, motor vehicles is part of this racial profiling. Motor vehicles is being used systemically to target black men. These black men are not being are being pulled over for traffic tickets. They're being followed, pursued. They're being ticketed to the extreme. You pull me over for for something so minor, but then you give me 5 tickets. It's a money generating tool for the city, and even the algorithms that they use in order to track you, to take, to find out if you have tickets and everything else. Even those, they come back as racial algorithms, because once they put your license plate or your name or your ID into the computer, it automatically registers as your ethnic background or your skin color, your nationality, whatever. So these officers are targeting people through motor vehicle. They're using motor vehicle. Not that they weren't targeting you before, but now motor vehicle is actually a tool that they're using. And not just that, but when you go down there to fight these tickets, these administrative law judges, these are not even judges. These are what you call pseudo judges. These are people who are proxies, who are told by the commissioner, well, handle that for me, because I'm too busy right now. But they're not judges. They haven't gone to law school for that. They're not judges. And on top of that, you're not going to get a fair shake from them. First of all, motor vehicles has this thing where if you got, okay, let's say you're driving and the officers give you a ticket. First of all, they can give you as many tickets as they want, and they will find fault in everything that you do. They have to cover their ass, and their job is to generate revenue. So it starts off from the very premise of a stop bad. Then on top of that, now you go to you decide to comply. You get the tickets. If you don't respond in time, you're gonna get defaulted. You're gonna get summoned. You don't even have to do anything wrong. As long as the officers write a ticket, you must come and show yourself. Now, this is a summons, which means somebody's calling you now. Then they default you by suspending your license automatically. Mind you, motor vehicles started for the people, by the people. because, you know what I mean, they said that a lot of cars were starting to be on the road. This started off as a people's program that is now becoming a punitive program to penalize the citizens. You get down there to go fight the ticket. There's a room full of cops. So psychologically, they're already sitting there. They have the cops on one side. They already let you know you adversaries. They have the cops down there. Now, mind you, they give you a little 1 hour window period. It used to be 2 hours. Now they give you a little 1 hour period. They'll wait all day for the officers to come. But if you come 5 minutes late, your ticket is automatically just, you know, you're guilty. These people are targeting you. Motor Vehicles works with the police now. Systemically, they are a money generating scheme for the city. That's why if you really want to target systemic racism, looting is not your action. You should be down there. There shouldn't be a motor vehicle spot standing, period. Now they're trying to move online. I get it. You know what I mean? Why not just get easy money? But let's proceed. When you get down there, you got this administrative law judge who doesn't even want to hear the fact that the evidence doesn't even point to the fact that the officers were wrong. If the officer has a note that he wrote a year ago, they will sit there and try to take that as evidence, and that's all that they need. There is no real evidentiary law that governs motor vehicle. It's just the officer's word is taken as law, as the truth. And your word has to be, and there's no reconciliation. There's no, I'm sorry, I apologize. It's just pay. It's just pay. The outrage of motor vehicle, the people's anger should be at that, because they're targeting black men. I've had officers who saw me on the total opposite side of the street. And because I was a black man driving with another black man in the car, they made a total U-turn, drove all the way up the block, beat the red light, cut traffic off, just to come hunt me down. This is hunting season. Sometimes I compare it to what you used to see on the Animal Channel, when the alligators would sit in the water and wait for the gazelles or the zebras to come drink or try to cross. And they would sit there and be like, well, look at these fools. They know we in the water. They know we looking to kill them. They know we looking to bite their head off, but they come anyway because they know that people need to drive, that the zebras, the antelopes, they need to come get water. So they prey on that. These police are preying on you. When they hit you with that, refuse to never turn on his turning signal. These are not laws. These are man-made innovations. Rear broken tail light. This is a manufacturer's defect on the vehicle. But yet and still, you're using these laws to lock me up, make me pay hefty fines. Then on top of that, I'll pay a fine on motor vehicle. Then you'll send me another fine 6 months later saying that, what they call that? When they hit you with an administrative fee, then they give you some. They're milking you so many ways. Even to appeal, to make an appeal, you have to. They charge you $60, and then when you appeal it, nobody takes the time to hear your appeal unless it's by a professional lawyer. And I'm not even gonna get into the lawyer scheme of this because it's all a scheme. The lawyers work for the system. They are esquires. They're not here to work for the public. They're here to mitigate the situation for the system. That's what lawyers do. They're here to mitigate the situation for the system. Their job is to get the situation to soften up, but they're not here to help the public. Lawyers are not here to help public. They are esquire, which means that they take an oath and they work for the system. But that's neither here nor there. Motor vehicles needs to be banned. Needs to be demolished. This was something that started because, people who had a lot of cars on the vehicle. There wasn't no such thing as motor vehicles when cars were first. First of all, you have a right to traverse the land freely. Now, the state will sit there and say, well, we've made the roads, we've paved them, it costs money to pay, but we pay taxes. We pay taxes already. So for you to use motor vehicles as a way of getting further money, and the money that you make off a motor vehicle doesn't even go to the roads half the time. It doesn't even go to reconstruction. It goes to the pockets of the NYPD All this is gang affiliated. This gang called NYPD, it's really a gang. It's a military gang. You know what I mean? But hey, that's neither here, because the public doesn't want to get it in their mind. The public loves what they see on TV. They love the psychological beat in the head. They love it. You know what I mean? They're comfortable with it. People want comfortability. And if it goes and to fight the system, it's uncomfortable. It's a very uncomfortable situation. So they rather just go along with the flow. If you tell me that the police are good, yeah, I'll say the police is good. If you tell me motor vehicles is here for me, yeah. But when you start looking into the laws, into how these places got started, it didn't start the way it is. And it shouldn't end in this fashion. Like, people shouldn't be dying over motor vehicle tickets, traffic summonses, tickets. You shouldn't be getting ticketed 10 times for a small offense. You shouldn't have to go to court and the judge should just find you guilty automatically because, you know what I mean, well, they want to make the police happy or they want to generate money for the city. It should not be this way. I can't breathe. You're not just choking me through the police. You're choking me through socioeconomic status, through all these pressures from the rent to Con Ed, motor vehicles. I watched a video recently on a town in Missouri where tickets generated pretty much half of the revenue of the city, and these are black people that are being targeted. I always tell people that they could have named it anything, but they called it the black budget. They could have called it the red budget, the green budget, the purple budget, but they called it the black budget. Like, come on, people. When are we going to wake up and realize that everything in this country is black people generate majority of all the income in this country for this society. And we shouldn't be used in this manner. For all that, we should start working for ourselves. If we're generating this much money for your country, why not just go back to Africa and generate this for Africa? Like, if we're a battery, if this is what we are generating, we could do this on our own. We could do bad by ourselves. But, you know what I mean? I'm going to come back with another comment on motor vehicles until people understand, like, motor vehicles needs to go. I'm pretty sure there's countless of videos out there, countless of people who will agree on how motor vehicles are demonized. It's just like that municipality needs to be dismantled. Mayor de Blasio, Governor Cuomo, you're not going to be president. You're not. You try to come off as real, but until you change up a lot of your perspectives on things, like, you say things, but you don't move like you mean it. And until you start meaning it, and until you start showing people that you mean it, like, come on, Cuomo, you're not going to become president. De Blasio, we understand. You know what I mean? You have your hands tied. You have children of color, but you also have this police squad who's on your back. They don't want to see you enact certain laws. They don't want to see you make no changes. But the people are behind you. But you need to put your foot down. The police department needs to be totally changed. First of all, the new chief should have never been the new chief. The deputy chief who's been in line for years should have been made chief. Like, come on, people. Come on, New Yorkers. New York. We know what time it is. Come on, New Yorkers. This needs to stop. Motor vehicles needs to be disbanded. There shouldn't be a motor vehicle standing right now. It's just an outrage what they're doing to black people. It's just an outrage. I'm going to touch back on this topic again because it needs to be talked about again. Right now, time is pressing for me. Peace.